Busch is bringing the Land of Milk and Honey tour to Hard Rock Live, along with special guests Mammoth and James and the Cold Gun on May 12th. We got a pair of tickets to give away at 11:20 a.m. today. So keep on listening. So a little under an hour, we will give away those tickets to Busch at the Hard Rock Live coming your way in May.
Coffee, baby.
You feeling good?
Yeah,
right.
It's in there. Not as good as I'm gonna feel at 11 o'clock.
Why? What's at 11 o'clock?
Papa John's.
Oh, we're going halvesies off today, huh? We're gonna enter that E-code.
Oh yeah.
Don't get us on me twice, dude. I'm all for it.
Yep.
I am all for it. He win last night. They beat the
We
Bulls.
needed that. I think the fans.
You
needed one of those games where
you
still weren't quite comfortable.
I was unreasonably mad on Saturday night when they lost that game to the Bulls, and
it just was crap. It was a crap game.
And Kel'el Ware played 3 minutes. I was just like, "What?" Let me ask you a question as a former athlete. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
What's more of a slap in the face, to not play, or to play 3 minutes?
To play 3 minutes.
I think playing 3 minutes is a bigger slap in the face.
Yep.
And I was just like, I was beside myself watching that. I just didn't understand it. I don't know what this is. I feel like I'm yelling at a wall, and my energy just is going wasted into this. But like, I don't get it, dude. I really don't. I don't understand how this team, saw Kel'el Ware play really well to start the season, really well. And he's 21 years old.
Right.
And I am not saying he's a perfect player, but this is not a perfect team, and they are full of flaws, and there's a lot of players that have flaws on this team. I don't understand why this is the only guy that gets like pinpointed and been like, oh yeah, he's the issue. I don't get it. And I think it just hit a crescendo, not just for me, but I think for everybody. We're just like, what are we doing? Like, what's the point of all of this year? And it really pissed me off. It really pissed me off that they only played him 3 minutes. So I was happy that he got some run yesterday. What do you know? He scored 17 points in 18 minutes because he's an extraterrestrial.
I think part of the problem is that for a big, he's very athletic, but bigs usually, I don't care how athletic the big is, they're slow up and down the court. And I think that gives the appearance of laziness when it really isn't. Like, if you watch bigs go up and down the court, you might get one or two bursts a game. This is throughout the history of time. Your big is not going to be the first one down. But for some reason, out of Kel'el, they expect him almost to be leading the fast break, because every time I see him doing this little doo-doo-doo down the court, I'm like, Kel'el, you better pick it up. Spo's going to take you out.
But he definitely does it with him worse than anybody. Like,
right.
It's like you're just looking for a reason to yank him. And like, you can't even break a sweat in 3 minutes.
Right.
Well, maybe me. But if you're a basketball player, you can't even break a sweat in 3 minutes.
Jokic looks lazy every game. Absolutely. And then he scores 50.
The Joker?
Joker.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Like, but it's for some reason, we have lost the ability to understand on certain teams that 7-footers still move up and down the court like 7-footers.
Right. He's
never even Wemby is sometimes slow down the court.
He's never going to look like he's playing with the effort of Drew Smith.
Right. But
for never going to happen.
But for some reason, it almost seems like Spo gets so frustrated at the smallest of things, right? Like, here's what drives me crazy. And this is the only thing that I would say I get mad at Spo with, is that he gets mad at Kel'el for not helping, but not mad at the guy that he's got to help.
Right.
Like
they're getting torched left and right
up top, and then your solution is to yell at Kel'el for not backing them up.
I just think it's weird.
That's
weird. I think it's really strange.
It is.
And I think the thing that I find most annoying about it is like he keeps doing this thing where like he does it, Then he likes to do the move where he's like, it's not an indictment on Kel'el.
Yeah,
and then he's like, I got to do a better job. And then we go through the cycle again. And
right.
I think the thing I find frustrating about it is that, this is a team, and he said this, that yes, it has more young guys that are vying for minutes than he's probably had in a while. But like, that should be an exciting thing for this. And it seems like it's just driving the coach nuts. But
Correct.
This guy, he can deal with mostly everybody's flaws. Pella getting the 2 for 2, Jaime turning into a turnover machine. Nico.
That's what Al Maggie said perfectly. He said, hey, Nico looks more lost than Ware.
Oh, yeah. Nico,
he'll throw up a air ball and then smile going down the court. I'm like, that has to piss Spo off more than anything.
He had some doozies. Okay. And I love Nico, right? I really do. But he's had, this season for him is like, it's either he plays like the Joker or he plays like a Joker. Like it's, and there's no in between, but mostly it's been a Joker. He's just been terrible this year. He had, in this same game where he only played Kel'el Ware 3 minutes, he threw off Leroy. He put a runner off the backboard that went so hard. It was such an easy pick 6 the other way for the Bulls. He
started their fast break.
He might as well have just lobbed it to the Bulls. Just gone. It would have been better defense if he just said, hey, come here, I'm going to throw this up. You guys try and dunk it. It would have had a harder chance to score than what he did on that drive. And look, he's also been in his own doghouse, but I just don't understand why he's getting to play through stuff, which I appreciate. And Kel'el's just being like, nah, we can't use that. Like when I see Kel'el Ware yesterday, I saw him and Kasper Jakachonis healed me yesterday because he can throw lobs. And I'm just sitting here watching this arm of Kel'el's go like over the rim, and I'm just like, we can't use that. Like you looked at it in basketball, you're just like, no, we can't use that. It's been a little bit of a demoralizing thing of the season because I got to be honest with you, the team's pretty average. It's nice that Bam's picked it up. Pella's playing his ass off, but like he's trying to do the thing where like Simone Fontecchio is getting a ton of minutes, and he's gonna ride Fontecchio until the wheels fall off, which they will, and what's the purpose of that? Fontecchio's not going to be here next year.
Right.
Like I don't know what we're doing. And if this team was 10 games over 500 or 12 games over 500, I would have, okay, then props. You go with the veteran lineup. You're 4th in the East. Okay, we can have an argument. We're mired in Playinville.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the purpose of stifling his growth is. Take all the Giannis stuff away for a second. Like, let's say the Giannis trade doesn't happen. Probably won't happen. Bam Adebayo's not going anywhere. Kel'el Ware is in his 2nd season. You're never going to figure out how to play those two together?
21 years old.
Yeah, we're never going to figure that out, ever. We just gave it the old college drive for 40 games last year and this year combined.
Right.
Brittany, do you not find this annoying as somebody who's there for every Heat game? Do you not find this annoying that this becomes a thing every single night?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so funny because last night I was cutting up sound of Spo, and in his press conference, they asked him a question, I believe, about Cass. And then as he's finishing that question, he goes, oh, and since I know someone's going to ask me about Kel'el Ware, and he goes on to talk about Kel'el Ware in last night's game.
He's being snarky about it.
And he's being snarky about it. And he's like, yeah, I know I have 2 very young bigs that are very talented, and it's my job to do better and make it work for them. And I'm just like,
but you're not.
But you're not making it work. Yeah. You're not even playing him. You played him in garbage minutes yesterday.
You've had a whole year with him.
Right.
And we're doing the same thing. Is that not either be more emphatical with what you need him to do? He takes coaching well.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, what a concept is he had a point guard trying to get him the basketball. I mean, that's having that on a Heat team, by the way, is like that's like I haven't had that since Low Dog left. But it's so frustrating that he has to like be cute about it, where he's like, oh yeah, I know I'm gonna get asked. Yeah, you are. You want to know why? Because everyone sees him do that in
Mhm.
18 minutes, and they're like, "You really think that's not useful for
yeah.
this squad?"
He's like, I don't want every press conference to become about Kel'el Ware. He said that on Saturday night. But I also feel like there's a part of me that just wonders if there is issues behind the scenes that we're not seeing, because we've never really been privy to that on the Miami Heat, and they keep those things under wraps. So I'm just like, is off the court issues the motivating factor?
No,
for
I
I don't
just
Ware?
think
think I just think Kel'el has kind of that doo-doo-doo, like
I
the
don't-
appearance that he's being lazy while not. And some coaches just have a problem with the just
Yeah, and I don't know. I couldn't tell you if there are or aren't, but I don't think there are because I don't think Kel'el Ware is that way.
right.
I think that he's young,
Yeah.
and so maybe what he thinks is working hard is not Heat working hard. But I don't.
A 7-footer is still like there has to be some kind of compromise in that. Like you have to know what his working hard is and push him beyond
I'll
that.
tell you what, like one
But
thing.
to expect him to be running up and down the court like Bam,
Right.
7-footers have never done that.
I remember asking Zoe about this before the season, and he was really praising Kel'el Ware's work ethic. And I'm like, I don't feel like Zoe's a blow smoke everybody's ass kind of guy. He's Alonzo Mourning.
He
Mhm.
did tell us about Bam.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's weird.
Well, especially when I just feel like when he speaks about other younger guys like
Yeah.
Pella, or he speaks about Cass, it's constantly like a different tone, and it almost feels like he's making a point to emphasize their work ethic and their maturity because it's a dig at Kel'el.
Yeah, I can see why it comes off like that. And by the way, like, Casper's is 19. I don't
Mhm.
expect him to have it all figured out. Casper's has gotten absolutely obliterated on defense and abused plenty of times. But I expect that. But I'm good with that as long. And I think most Heat fans are. And it feels like he's not even like in the mode where he can let them work through things.
You know, my problem with all this is that if you don't take your lumps and you try to do it that way without them ever getting on court experience, then you're just prolonging that to where you never get them all on the same page because everybody's at a different area in there. So say Casper's might get there sooner because he's getting a lot of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Kel'el, it's just getting prolonged and pushed and pushed.
Yeah, but he can't play. Yeah, maybe, but like Casper's is still a baby. He can't even get to the rim.
Right.
Like it's I'm dead at, and he'll figure it out, but like he's terrified to even go in the paint, basically.
Right. And he's not a small dude.
No.
Right.
But I don't know, man. It was infuriating. I'm glad they won yesterday. It made me feel a little bit better. At least we get to keep our throne of Playinville. But
I'm tired of after every game, Kel'el having to do the work that the other young guys have to do in 25 minutes. He has to do it in 15 minutes.
It's just like everyone's gonna have a stinker of who can't have a bad 3-minute stretch.
Right.
Who can't have a bad 3-minute stretch?
What about he did the same thing with Dunks too, though. Dunks went 2 for 2, out. Never see him again.
Take a break. More to come here on the show. We're back after this. Some of your messages here on the chat. Brian says, Tobin, I think any team that trades with the Bucks for Giannis will need a third team to make it happen.
I see. That's what I think. I think
to get more assets,
to get more draft picks. I think the Heat have a lot of young assets, and if you're going to reset and move on from a star, that's kind of what you want, which a lot of teams that are competing for playoffs and hopefully more don't have a lot of young talent.
I don't think the Heat have to, though. The Heat aren't on any aprons or anything like that. So I don't think the Heat are restricted like that.
What do you mean?
As far as like needing a third team and whatnot.
I just think they could get another first-round pick.
Maybe. I mean, it's a nice concept to say. Like people, and I've gone through this with the whole like, trade Norman Powell for another pick. Like, look, if you're gonna trade for Giannis, you're gonna need Norman Powell or Tyler Hero here. Like, you're gonna need one of those guys to stay on the team because you're gonna need a guard who can score.
Right.
And then as far as Wiggins is concerned, like I think Wiggins probably is their best asset. Although there's a report out recently, I think from Clutch Points, that says the Heat aren't shopping him. They're trying to keep Wiggins in. Now I don't know what Milwaukee would want with Andrew Wiggins unless they feel like they could flip him.
Right.
Because there's been some pretty obvious stuff, like the Lakers lost again yesterday to the Knicks, and they're having a decent season, but they definitely need somebody of Wiggins' talent. Would they give a first round pick for him? I don't know, but I feel like a guy who's having as good a shooting year as he is and can defend like he is, that's probably their easiest guy to trade because so many contenders would want somebody like him.
Isn't that full circle? LeBron didn't want to play with him in Cleveland.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. So, by the way, Samithan says, you guys are being helicopter parents with Kel'el. He's an adult. Stop babying him. We're not babying him. I think more along lines of Spo is babying him. Let him go out there, be a big boy, and make mistakes, and then correct him on his mistakes. But every time he makes a mistake, you take him out of the game and he doesn't play anymore. That's more helicoptering than what we're saying.
I just don't think it makes sense. Like, it's just weird to me. That's all it is. It's like one of these things where I'm not saying Kel'el's perfect. I know that he's admitted I've slacked. He's not having those issues sometimes, but it's not to the point where I wouldn't play him.
It's the young big.
I've seen some games where Kel'el Ware has looked in over his head. I've seen him against Rudy Gobert. I saw him in the playoffs last year against the Cavs. There's certainly stuff that he has to get better at, but I cannot sit here in good faith and tell you that playing Simone Fontecchio, Niko Jovic, and I watch every Heat game, guys. Okay, I've put myself through every single game this year. Okay, if you don't think that he's one of the more talented players on the team, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Like I don't know what to tell you, and I don't know what Spo is sitting here quibbling with, where he feels like that doesn't work. I get it. Like, okay, you tried to make the Bam thing work. The numbers on them as a duo was not as good, especially defensively, as you wanted. But if you're going to blame Kel'el Ware is the reason Bam went into a slump, that's garbage. Okay.
Kel'el Ware, why they have third quarter.
That's garbage.
Right.
If you're going to blame him for all the defensive issues, that's garbage. There's so many other issues on this team, and I don't know why that's been looked upon. And he wants to make it seem like, oh, you guys are reading into it too much. It's kind of hard not to, dude. Right. It's kind of hard not to. I don't know, like, how many. Brittany, do you not think it's a hard thing to not read into it? Like, because he's looking at us like we're all crazy. And I'm like, no.
They're actually coddling Nico more than they are Kel'el.
Recently, I mean, he's gotten the brunt of it too, but I think it's because Spo's got a couple of things that he wants. He wants the defensive identity there, and he wants the team to play fast. And Nico is more formidable at like switching and things like that, but I wouldn't say it's dwarfed what Kel'el Ware would do by any means.
Right.
I don't think you could say Nico's outplayed Kel'el Ware on Kel'el's worst day. This season. And I'm saying that as somebody who I really like Nico. Everybody knows that I like Nico, but I like Kel'el Ware too. And I think this is garbage. I think this is stupid what the team is doing to him.
Especially when you play teams like Orlando and you refuse to play Kel'el. And they're a giant team.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like there's been so many instances this season where length has been needed and it's been missing on the floor, and it's so incredibly noticeable. And then you have a 7-footer sitting at the end of your bench.
Right.
Like it's ridiculous. And I understand that maybe he's not conditioning and putting in the work outside of game reps, but I feel like game reps are the most important thing. And how is he ever going to learn if he doesn't get those?
Yeah, but like, okay, he's not. How can he be out of shape? You're not playing him 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Like,
right.
I mean, he's definitely in that kind of shape.
And I feel like Spo's also brought it upon himself, so he can't be mad now at the national media and the local media for calling him out on it when 2 weeks ago he made the statement that he made during his press conference.
No, look, we knew coming into this year that Kel'el had something to prove to the coach. Clearly something that about the way that he went about Vegas really rubbed Erik Spoelstra the wrong way. Kel'el admitted it. He said that, probably I was slacking in Vegas. That's fine. But I almost respect that more than somebody who's like, no. Like, he took it personally. No, he took it on the chin. He's taken all these criticisms the chin.
Right.
From Spo. But even like Dwayne Wade and Udonis Haslem have looked at this like flabbergasted. They're like, because Spo has said at one point, he's like, well, maybe subconsciously he's not giving me the effort because he's not getting the minutes he thinks he should be getting. And it doesn't work like that. And two of your legends are like, dude, nobody's doing that, Spo. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, to insinuate that was incredibly ridiculous.
It was stupid.
It was very.
And he's done this now. And again, my big thing with it is he's going to say, well, there's a standard that you have to get to, and you got to respond. Like, I would be 100% with you if your record was up to that standard, if your team was playing up to that standard. And by the way, even if you guys had the thing that made Saturday such a slap in the face, and that's the way I describe it, is you had a game where you didn't have a lot of healthy bodies,
right?
And you didn't have a game where you could look down the bench and be like, all right, I definitely should be playing these people over him. It was ridiculous. And then he wants to say, oh, it was a tough matchup. Dude, it's the Bulls. It's respectfully, it's the Bulls.
And it was a bunch of like third game.
Didn't look like he had trouble with the matchup yesterday.
No.
So yeah,
Same
my
players.
question is how could it be great the third game,
right,
but not good for the first?
But it was good for 2 of the 3 games. He was good in Chicago.
Right.
He was good.
He played very well.
He played really well. And I think, what did he get? He didn't get a lot of minutes in that one. I think he got less than 10 minutes. And he had like nearly a double-double.
Right.
But then he's like, yeah, this one game, no, not for me.
On a team that needs points, it's pretty amazing that Spo will say about Kel'el, it's not about points and rebounds.
Weird.
Right?
Dude.
That's exactly what he says.
Yes.
But it is. It's
right?
never
But
about...
it is, because if the other team scores more points than you lose.
Big J says, who are you to question Spo's basketball IQ? There's a reason he's not on the floor, genius. Yeah, no, like, I'm never going to sit here and say I have more expertise than Erik Spoelstra, but I think everybody can look at coaches sometimes and think that they get something in their heads about the way they go about things.
I agree with what he's saying. In no way, shape, or form we're saying we know as much about basketball as Spo. Not saying that. But when you play a team like Orlando, who is one of the biggest teams in the NBA, and you go the whole game without playing your tall guys or your big guys that can create any type of resistance, understand why we may have questions about that. And to sit here and say, hey, we got a coach or we have a player who in 18 minutes had 17 points and got rebounds, and we're saying, wait, he's not good enough to play every game? Like, at some point with a 21-year-old, you got to throw him out there and coach the hell out of him.
You want to hear from Heat pregame host Alejandro Solana on this? Spo definitely has a short leash with Kel'el. It's been odd, but being 100% objective.
Yeah.
Spo's reasoning Saturday made sense to me. Game was too fast, and you're downplaying the different lineups Saturday and Sunday. Ayo Dosunmu was playing center on Saturday. Okay, well, Solana, first of all, you know I love you, buddy. Are you at the gym right now getting swole carrying that water for Spo, dude? Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
Ayo Dosunmu.
Oh, you better be careful. Don't carry too much. You might get hurt.
Yeah, don't get hurt, dude. Because, like, let me tell you something. You can't make a basis of that off 3 minutes. You can't. And Dosunmu went off in the second half. He wasn't even on the floor.
By the way, Kel'el was not responsible for third quarter. Yet you want to blame Kel'el. You're doing the same thing Spo does.
You want to know who Dosunmu also cooked in the fourth quarter? Bam Adebayo, dude. Guy couldn't miss. Like, this is you cannot, in good faith, go with that logic. You can't.
So a 6'3" guard playing center. So what you should have did was you should have had him guard Kel'el and then go mouse in the house and just keep abusing him to the fact so they would get off of that. Like, sometimes you have to dictate what the other team does and not react to what they do. So if they put a 6'3" guy in at center, then maybe you do something to try to say, oh, you think you're going to play us with these little guys? That ain't going to work.
My big thing with Spo on this, and is like, he wants to keep treating this like this is some team that's on the door of contending, and they're not. They're not. Like,
well,
you have to put in, and I know this is something that frustrates him. I'll let you finish in a second here, Brittany, but he seems to be like against this idea that he has to do developing along with trying to get to those improvements of winning. You are and I think Heat fans are frustrated by you treating this like some team that's 10 games over 500, and they're not.
I think that's the thing. Like, that's what's most frustrating is you are not a contender right now. You are in Plainville. You are the Kings of Plainville.
Develop the young guys.
And you need to figure out how to make this work. And figuring that out means playing your young guys, even if it's going to look bad sometimes. On a game like Saturday, it was a perfect you were in that game. It was a good time to try and see if Kel'el can fit in there. Even if he does make a fool of himself because the game was fast, I think you try. 3 minutes again is a slap in the face, especially in the third quarter when everybody was playing.
Wait, here's an interesting thought that maybe if Kel'el sees how fast the game is going, he'll speed his ass up too. Like, why do we not I expect to see this from us. I expect to hear this from Solana, right? But I don't expect to hear it from a coach who won't even let his players compete.
He didn't.
Let's see if he's going to speed up. Let's see. Why don't you, before you send him in the game and go, hey, I'm hesitant in putting you in because they're really moving. They're really going up and down the court. Prove me wrong. Like, send him in with some motivation.
Real SDI says the most annoying part is they won't trade them because they claim they like the upside, but then they don't play them.
That part.
Right. Like, you get him in both
I better
ways.
see him in that Giannis trade, let me tell you.
But guess what? The guys that they really held on to, nobody wants.
He's like, it's crazy. And then he's like, Adam Simon has been like, he's sitting here just cooking at the bottom of the draft every single year. He's like, Spo, got you a 19-year-old point guard, man. He goes, I got your point guard. Spo's like, yeah, cool story, dude. You got me a 27-year-old from Sioux Falls. He's like, a young guy to me is 25. Yeah, that's young. I like that. We'll take a break. More to come. We'll get you caught up with your headlines. We're back after this.